So hi there, and welcome to another of my spooky reads. Today I'm going to talk about Louisa May Alcott. You might not think of Louisa May Alcott as somebody who wrote horror or spooky or anything like that. She's best known for Little Women. I've got my Little Women shirt today. See? Oops. Meg and Jo and Beth and Amy, right? But Louisa May Alcott had a more diverse writing life than people may have realized during her lifetime. You know, she was from a rather important family, and so some of her writing that was considered less literary, less respectable, was maybe not something she wanted to put out there in the public eye under her own name. So even before she had written Little Women, she had written some thrillers. And if you read Little Women, like I did when I was young, you remember Jo, right? Everybody wanted to be Jo, at least those of us who grew up to be writers. And Jo, one of the ways that she supported her family was by writing thrillers. Well, so did Louisa May Alcott. So I got this collection, I don't know, maybe when I was a college student, A Double Life, Louisa May Alcott, newly discovered thrillers of Louisa May Alcott. And at the time, I was kind of struggling with my identity as a writer because as a reader, I've always been drawn to speculative fiction, right? I like science fiction, I like fantasy, I like ghost stories, I like horror stories. I like things that have elements that are not at all realistic. But I was an English major, taking creative writing classes at college, and I felt like it would be wasting my talent or something like that if I didn't write more literary things. So I was trying to write more literary things. And learning that Louisa May Alcott wrote both was really pretty liberating for me because, you know, I have that dichotomy in my heart as well. I love literature with a capital L, and I also love pulp stories. And I don't think that this is quite the divide that a lot of people imagine it is. There's some kind of a snobbery there that comes across. So there's 5 stories in this one. The one I remember best is the first one, which is called, just a moment, looking for the name of the story, called A Pair of Eyes, or Modern Magic. And this one is a story about the relationship between an artist and a woman. He's working on a painting and he can't find the right eyes for this painting of a woman he wants to make. And then he, you know, through a series of events, he meets a woman who has those eyes and arranges to paint her. And she's mysterious. And the way she lives her life is strange. And soon there starts to be like this gothic feel of untoward influence, something supernatural going on that he doesn't quite understand. What has he gotten himself into? So I'm going to read to you a small excerpt that is when he starts to feel the influence and feel strange. The events of that night made a deep impression on me, for from that night my life was changed. Agatha left me entirely free, never asked my presence, never upbraided me for long absences or silences when together. She seemed to find happiness in her belief that she should yet subdue me, and though I smiled at this in my indifference, there was something half pleasant, half pathetic in the thought of this proud woman leaving all warmer affections for my negligent friendship. The sight of this young wife laboring to win her husband's heart. At first I tried to be all she asked, but soon relapsed into my former life, and finding no reproaches followed, believed I should enjoy it as never before. But I did not. As weeks passed, I slowly became conscious that some new power had taken possession of me, swaying my whole nature to its will, a power alien yet sovereign. Fitfully it worked, coming upon me when least desired, enforcing its commands regardless of time, place, or mood, mysterious yet irresistible in its strength. This mental tyrant led me at all hours, in all stages of anxiety, repugnance, and rebellion, from all pleasures or employments straight to Agatha. If I sat at my easel, the sudden summons came, and wondering at myself, I obeyed it, to find her busied in some cheerful occupation with apparently no thought or wish for me. If I left home, I often paused abruptly in my walk or drive, turned and hurried back, simply because I could not resist the impulse that controlled me. If she went away, I seldom failed to follow, and found no peace till I was at her side again. I grew moody and restless, slept ill, dreamed wild dreams, and often woke and wandered aimlessly, as if sent upon an unknown errand. I could not fix my mind upon my work. A spell seems to have benumbed imagination and robbed both brain and hand of power to conceive and skill to execute. So I'll let you check these out yourself if you're interested, but it takes quite a spooky turn. And like Louisa May Alcott's more literary work, it's also kind of feminist on the down low. You know, in that particular story, we've got the male artist who is hoping to profit from this woman, and she ends up taking more of him than he expected. He expected to be only the user and found that perhaps he was being used in some ways in return, which seems like a wonderful comeuppance. So, a double life. Louisa May Alcott, who wrote thrillers as well as literary classics.